Hello and welcome to our podcast. I am Marisa.
And I am Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. Just as a reminder, this is a rated T for teen podcast for swearing and references to alcohol, mostly.
That means all you kids need to get out of here now, or go ask your mommies and daddies to help.
This episode might also have some slightly, references to sex. I don't know. Just looking at our notes,
Yeah.
it might.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It might. It might. Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah. I was gonna, preface this with, we may have even less filter than usual right now. So,
yeah,
I apologize. If you do want something that's safe and sanitary, go to, it's good. It's good. Go to the Her Interactive podcast, Unlocked, and listen to Tammy Tucker.
Tucker.
Tucky. It's Tucky because it's like turkey. Tammy Tucky. No, that's legitimately how I remember because I think of Tom Turkey. Anyway, I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with her. It's just my free association. No, but yeah, listen to her talk to people who have done voices and stuff like that, and it's all good and clean.
It is. Because it's actually endorsed by Her Interactive.
Yeah.
You know what? Her Interactive has also retweeted other not completely family-friendly podcasts, and they haven't retweeted us, and I'm offended.
Those bastards!
Yeah. So, Her Interactive.
That's because we call them bastards.
Maybe it is.
They knew that I was going to call them a bastard.
Sister.
Okay,
so what are we talking about today on this amazingly family-friendly podcast? Obviously.
This will be the most family-friendly podcast.
It's not.
Today we are discussing characters we love to hate.
Yes. I want to thank our Tumblr follower, whose name Lucky Lulu is.
Oh, that was not English. I'm going to need you to try that again.
Lulu is a pretty bird. I'm going to think Lulu is a pretty bird. They specifically asked for our favorite villains or suspects in general. And we kind of took that. We
initially started with bad guys, and then we were like, but what about those people that we just love to hate?
So today, we are looking at characters we love to hate. So, sister,
yes.
What character do you love to hate?
There are so many characters that I liked. Well, there are a number of characters that I love to hate, and we're going to talk about 5 of them tonight.
Yes, we always talk about 5 of things because we have obsessive compulsive disorder.
Yeah. Yeah. The newest video that I have coming up is not a 5, and I'm a little uncomfortable with it. But anyway.
Actually, but it's a 4 because I'm okay with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because 4s are my thing.
Actually, I may put it up before this one. I don't remember how many videos in we are. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Technically, you should put it up with this one, I think.
Yes.
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 So, for characters we love to hate, sister, who's your number 5?
Well, the one that we listed is Izzy Romero from... Are you okay?
Yes,
Izzy Romero from Warning to Waverly Academy.
So, sister, why do you love to hate Izzy Romero?
Well, if nothing else, she is a 40-year-old woman from New Jersey who is posing as a high school senior.
She really is. She looks like she's on one of those Desperate Housewives shows.
I don't know what they were doing when making her, but that's not the main reason I don't. She's that bitch, and you gotta love that queen bitch.
Like, honestly,
she's the Heather. She is the Heatheriest Heather. That's what she is.
I think maybe our listeners might be slightly too young for the Heathers.
I didn't know. Hey, there was a musical made of the Heathers. 3 years ago, maybe? Okay, if you haven't seen Heathers, go see Heather, or go rent. Maybe your parents have Heathers. I don't care.
The Heathers.
See the Heathers. It's a great freaking movie. It's like Mean Girls, except if they murdered people.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a really good description of it, to be honest.
Thank you.
I keep trying to get Andrew to watch it, but then he thinks, oh, it's one of those, just 80s movies. So I was like, it's not.
It's a crazy movie. It's because it was made in, 89, so it was, the in-between era.
Yeah.
And so they're like, what do we do? We'll just kill all the popular people.
It's such a good movie. It's such a good movie.
We'll make Shannon Doherty be in it. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Anyway, she is the heatheriest Heather. She's a mythic bitch, and you can't get past it, and it's great.
Honestly,
I love her.
Yeah. It's as Nancy, I feel like Nancy has grown up. She's slightly older than all these other girls. She has graduated, and yet she's still, I feel like Nancy kind of falls into this, well, I have to do what Izzy says because Izzy's the popular girl. I feel It's kind of one of those things. So it's Izzy's like, well, if you go do my homework for me, I'll get this for you. And Nancy's like, yeah, totally. And it's like, Nancy, why are you doing her homework for her?
Nancy, you are 19 years old. Don't be bossed around by the 17-year-old. But it's I understand. I get that. It's because that close to it, especially, you fall into it.
You do.
I mean, I guess if you were.
I mean, she's undercover, so she has to be. She has to be pretending. Sorry, she's one of those, one of the kids and everything. So she does have to.
Kids are gonna fear. They're gonna fear Izzy. You know?
They are, because she could send out one of those anonymous texts and be like, well, you see what Becca Sawyer was doing. She was talking to herself in the bathroom.
Thank you. I'm glad we both.
It's the weirdest thing Nancy does in the game. Is she just, and specifically in that game, it's weird to me because that's a shared bathroom. I bet you right now.
What is that is doing in there?
I know. She's going, Becca Sawyer, you rock.
She says, did she say the Becca Sawyer one's there?
She doesn't there.
Okay.
She says that
good.
in
I thought that was just White.
No, wait, not Icicle Creek, obviously. I meant Deadly Device. She says it in Deadly Device.
How does she do that in White Wolf of Icicle Creek?
No, Icicle Creek is way before Warnings of Waverly Academy.
Oh, shit, it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. I forgot.
That's okay.
I'm anachronistic right now.
That's okay. Speaking of characters I love to hate, okay, Yanni?
That is the entire subject of this. Yes, good job.
I know.
Did you mean speaking of White Wolf?
White Wolf. Yanni? I just fucking, that dude. Okay, so this is outside of the 5 we were already going to talk about. But Yanni,
yes.
Every time I play that game, oh shit, Andrew hasn't played this one yet. We're in the middle of it. Hopefully his headphones that he's wearing right now keep him from knowing what I'm talking about. But Yanni is one of those characters.
I felt really bad. Game Grumps was playing White Wolf of Icicle Creek a couple years back.
Yeah.
And I accidentally told Adam who the villain was.
Gotcha.
He was like, What if they play through to the end? I was like, oops. I was like, I didn't even think about it.
Yes, but Yanni is so fucking terrible, but at the same time, it's just
it's hilarious.
It's hilarious. It really is.
So terrible. It's funny. He's just I love it. I love it so much.
And then the animation is the worst part to me because he's just showing his ass to us every time he's waxing his skis. He's like,
do you
yes.
like see Nancy? I just gave him a weird sort of French accent, and I don't know why.
Well, it's because his accent is so non-committal.
It's non-committal. French, Russian. It's somewhere between there.
It is.
But
okay. Yes. Moving on from Yanni, though. Anya from The Captive Curse. It's another person who we really just love to hate. Take her out of being the bad guy. Let's just take her out of being the bad guy. Because obviously the last person we were talking about wasn't the bad guy.
I hadn't read your notes on just now, and I just got to the second official bullet, which was, quote, I cannot address this character without literally calling her Tits McGee in my head. which you're not wrong. But
yes. Why am I like this? Honestly, it's just really funny. As I'm not currently, but in many, I have like 5 games I'm currently trying to get through to make Andrew play to live blog. Yeah. Because anytime I go back to one of the ones we're playing, I'm like, wow, this isn't a boring spot. Let's play another one. So we're also playing Captive Curse, and I pulled up Anya, and he's looking at it, and he's like, holy shit. Just like, she just tits McKee. She really is. It's just like, it's out there. It's just there. That's not why we love to hate her, but still, every time I think of the character, I'm just like, what the fuck?
And that costume. That's why he designed those costumes.
That is definitely why he designed those costumes, because he used to date her.
That's why German people design those costumes. Let's be honest here. Oh, all right. Okay. All right, sister.
I'm sorry. So, my first bullet point on this one is, who the fuck talks about their boss like this to a customer?
Yeah, that's because you gotta have some tact, woman. Like, just at least be like, no, you know what? He does this great. Like, I have some certain, like, my boss is a very nice guy. Like, he's very nice. I have no, like, malicious feelings towards him, but at the same time, like, I know that he's an incompetent boob, but would I ever talk about that to the customer? No. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Bert, he gets on these certain tasks, and he's very, it's great. It's you know, he gets things done. Anya just, like, belittles the shit out of him. And
she really does. Oh my god, it's hilarious. It's like, well, I used to fucking date him. Like, if any of these characters,
bone that guy, goddamn.
And a single.
Oh, look, 6 came in.
If a single character in the Nancy Drew games cussed, it would be Anya.
100%.
Like, she, despite the fact that English is her second language, she knows enough English to fucking cuss.
Oh, absolutely.
She does.
She does. You learn in other languages. If you're actually going to try to speak a language, you learn how to swear.
It's really funny. Okay, story time. Risa,
no, wait, hold
on. I studied abroad in Costa Rica, and I went to a bar with my host mom. So I stayed with the host family, and the host mom took me to a bar because, why not? So her and her friends start asking me, well, what Spanish cusses do you know? And I was, I'm giving them little ones, ones that I know a little bit. And they start trying to teach me, like, full-on Spanish cusses. They're like, that's nothing. Listen to this.
That's what you do with a host person. You're like, okay, funny. I will teach you how to swear in my language. That's the first thing you do, and I don't know why, but every culture does it, and it's wonderful, and that is the most amazing thing to me.
It's just what we teach people when we teach them our language.
This is how you're going to connect with us. You're going to connect by swearing. Because that's the way... Well, no, in all fairness, because, like, there are, in a lot of languages, there are, like,
honorifics?
Thank you. Honorifics. And you have to learn to get beyond those for the most part, because it's like... You're not going to be treated respectfully if you're going to be talking like that constantly, like my lord sort of thing. And the instant you start swearing in the language, they're like, nah, this person, I'm with them. So yes, Anya would 100% immediately learn how to swear in other languages.
She totally would, and she would be cussing up and down the floor. She would. She really would be.
And I legitimately both love and hate her, because she's not a nice person, and she's just
not
annoying and gossipy. But
it's like, you're talking about your boss like that shit, and it's like, if I was an actual customer, I would care, but I am here as a detective, so hit me up with that gossip.
Yeah, you're essentially like another
Please.
another employee. So it's like, hot damn, let's talk shit about the boss.
I know, right? Because I mean, do they know that she's a detective?
I don't remember. I was actually just trying to remember that.
I don't remember. I'm
that is
technically
apparently not a part of
replaying that right now, and I still don't remember.
It's actually one of my It is a weird game, but I also really enjoy playing it.
I really enjoy that game, to be honest.
It doesn't have the best storyline, but as far as actually playing it, it's a really fun one to play. So, anyway, we're gonna move beyond this because those took forever to get through this video. Okay.
It's not kind of a video. It's
whatever, it's podcast.
Though who knows? It might just become a video later, because SoundCloud might be going under. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Well, they said on Twitter, we're not going anywhere, but I don't believe that.
Anywhere, but we could be going downward.
I mean.
Oh no, that came out wrong.
It's okay.
I'm very upset with my choice of words.
That's okay. But yes, we love to hate Anya.
Yeah,
because she's a character who really hits all of those places where it's like, I really love interacting with her, but she's such a terrible person.
She's the key fucking customer service person. She's been in it long enough to absolutely hate it. She
gives us her customer service person, and then we let her know that we want a little more than that, and she drops the customer service facade, and then she lets us know. Let me get down to this with you. And I love that, because that's who I am.
Pretty much.
If someone, shows me, oh, no, it's okay, I'm a customer service person, too. I'm like, oh, my God, let me fucking tell you.
Exactly.
At my last job, that was who I was. But let's move on. Our next person that we just love to hate.
Who should not be in customer service, ever.
Yes.
I'm going to say this. Mason should never be in customer service.
Mason from The Deadly Device. Thankfully, he's not. Thankfully, a lot of people like Mason go into science, just like Mason did, so that they don't have to see the whole customer service thing.
It reminds me of a lot of the network engineers and stuff that I worked with when I was in IT. Yeah. You don't let them work with people. You're like, you know what? Stay in the back.
Technically, Andrew and I are also playing through Deadly Device, which is really funny because
tell him who does it.
I'm not gonna tell him who does it.
Has he not guessed who does it?
I think he probably has. I can't remember. It's been like a month.
Andrew, it's
Victor. He can't hear you, thankfully. No, but it's really funny. I honestly would love to play this game with all of his friends, because Andrew, my boyfriend, is a PhD student who he's doing physics, and so his friends all do physics, and that's what this game is about. And we live in Colorado, and it takes place in Colorado, and I want all of his friends to play this game, to just look at it and be like, this is not how physics works.
I want you to not only have them play it, but I want you to stream it.
I would love to if I thought they would
game and you guys. So I was like,
if I thought they would do it, there's two of his friends that I think I might be able to get to do that. Yeah. I have not brought it up yet. However, I'm getting Andrew to play that game, and it's just so funny because he doesn't think that Mason is a huge asshole.
Well, because after a while, you're like, no, Mason is... See, that's the thing. The first playthrough, Mason bugged the shit out of me. I was like, I want to hit this man so much. Upon further playthroughs and just watching it all, he's a sweet little damaged baby, and I love pissing him off. He is the person that you just love to fuck with, even though you can be like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. You okay? Everything okay? Yeah.
And then at night, you're fucking up all of his highlighters. And his
someone moved my things. Someone will pay. I love how ominous he is.
I know.
commits. He commits.
He commits. He does. And it feels kind of like he's such an asshole, but I still feel bad fucking up his things. Like, that's where that character is just, you've hit that place where it's like kind of deep enough that I can hate the character, think he's a fucking asshole, and then at the same time feel bad for making him upset on purpose.
And then you also kind of feel bad about, like, the way his relationship with
Ellie.
Thank you, Ellie. I was like, Elaine. No. Yeah, his relationship with Ellie is the way it is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sweet baby, but at the same time, I'm gonna fuck with you until the cows come home.
Pretty much.
Till the Denver cows come home.
Denver Broncos come home.
No, the Denver cows.
We're the Broncos. Go Broncos.
We're the Broncos.
Honestly,
the girl who tries to wear Chargers stuff every time.
No. It was so creepy. Okay, story time, guys. I know I'm doing this a lot in this episode, but when the Broncos went, I know I'm really drunk. When the Broncos went to the Super Bowl last year, we went to the store. My boyfriend and I went to the store, and on the day of the Super Bowl, and we went to go buy things, and literally over the intercom, we heard someone say, "Okay, guys, go Broncos," and everyone just said, "Go Broncos," in unison, and I was so creeped out.
It's like...
That's what Colorado is, though. Like, Colorado, everywhere you go, everyone was like, "Go Broncos," and people have, like, orange cars. It's so creepy.
Peace be with you, and also with you.
I know, it's so creepy.
Go Broncos, go Broncos. Oh my gosh, there's that bit, right, in South Park? And Lord said, "Go Broncos, go Broncos."
No,
Isn't
literally.
that a thing?
That's literally how it was. It was so creepy.
Sister. We need to focus.
But that's what, I mean, to be fair, Deadly Device takes place in Colorado.
Yes. But does Mason seem like a Broncos fan?
No, Mason seems like he's from somewhere other than Colorado.
He does. And he doesn't, I would bank on the fact that Mason does not know his home team. Probably. I will place money on that.
So who is next on our love to hate scale there? Not really scale, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, right. Next comes up my girl, Deirdre.
I knew you were going to say it like that. Deirdre? No, my girl, Deirdre.
Oh, okay, yeah. My girl, Deirdre. I was like, is it something wrong with the way I'm pronouncing her name?
No. It's so funny because we've known people named without the first R, Deirdre. Then Deirdre is this character, so it's a little confusing to me.
Well, I've also known Deirdres.
I mean, like, we've known Deirdre. And then there was the Barbie character, Deirdre.
All right.
I mean, to be fair.
All right. The reasons we love to hate Deirdre.
Yes. I just, specifically, if we're just talking about where we see her in Alibi and Ashes. I know what game I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Yes. Alibi. I'm sorry. I'm very concerned because the cat is in the kitchen and I want to know what she's doing.
Honestly, Deirdre is the main reason I am hanging on for Midnight in Salem.
Yes, because she's the one who pulls us from there. See, if she had just been in Alibi and Ashes, I might not have loved to hate her so much. But the fact that then she shows up in Deadly Device, it just cements this feeling of she's part of the Drew. She's part of the Drew. Is she?
Yeah, that's sassy. Doesn't she do that thing about you've had so many concussions, you should be studied?
I know, right? It's so funny.
Sister, are we gonna have a little cut here while you
I'm
go?
Sorry, the cat.
No, legitimately. But yeah. So I don't know. There's just something just so amazing about Deirdre. And as I said in the notes, girl, you thirsty. She's like all about like trying to get Ned and in our opinion, also Nancy, but you know, that's speculative.
That
But
is
definitely
speculative.
she is all over
she's super into Ned, but I mean, I don't know. She's also, is she? I mean, really?
but yeah, she's, I don't know, she's just, it's so great because she's super like sharp and sassy and everything, and she uses her powers for evil.
She does. That's
For
the funny
fucking
thing.
up
Is because
Nancy
like
as much as she can.
It's because like she's as catty as like Bess is. Like really, when you think about it, Bess can be on that same level.
Yeah.
But then she doesn't have that whole like, I'm going to use my feelings for my feelings and make them into sweetness and make everything go well. She's like, yeah, I'm like the chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Like honestly, that's what Deirdre is, and that's why we love her. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, bitch, just help Nancy with what you're doing. Just help Nancy with what you're doing. Which she's like, well,
I don't know,
you know,
they should.
Yeah, it's like, how does this benefit me? And as I put down, she's catty, but in a playful way, much like a cat who is tired of being pet. It's like she's had this conversation with you guys, and she's no longer interested in it, so she's just gonna move on.
You'll excuse me, I'm gonna pretend you don't exist anymore.
Pretty
Purposefully
much.
stares off in the opposite direction for an awkward amount of time.
And that's the funny thing is that she, like, I honestly feel like she is the opposite of Bess. And the fact that, specifically in Alibi and Ashes, that they're up against one another, that's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Is just that she is that super bubbly person who then does it in a selfish way, as instead of Bess, who's the super bubbly person who then helps people with that.
She's an ostentatious kind of.
She does things in an altruistic way, as opposed to Deirdre, who does it in such a selfish. I could help you with all of this criminal justice stuff I have, but
what can you do for me? Hey Ned, take Deirdre out on a date. You don't go pimping your boyfriend out. What the hell, Nancy?
To be fair, like, Nancy is closer to Deirdre than she is to Bess. Let's put that out there.
Yeah.
Personality wise.
That's very true, because they're very, they're very, like, point blank. But as I say in the notes, she probably would have had a really great life if people would have stopped fucking trying to compare her to Nancy.
Because that's the thing, is that Nancy and her are both on that kind of, I hate to say this, but they're on this neutral, like, Nancy is neutral good, whereas Deirdre is kind of neutral.
Yes, 100%. Nancy is neutral good.
Like, Nancy is almost chaotic good, but she's neutral good, okay?
She's verging on chaotic good.
She's verging on chaotic good.
But it's fine, it's for the greater good.
Exactly. It's like, but she's pretty much neutral good. And then, I mean, I don't know. Like, Deirdre is on the verge of being true neutral and chaotic neutral. So she goes from being, she goes from chaotic neutral of being like, yes, I'm going to tell this person that Nancy is terrible at everything she does. So, you know, when you're asking me about whether or not you should hire her, I'm going to say she's awful. And then she becomes true neutral when she goes, oh, no, I guess, you know, I will actually do all of this criminal justice stuff you're asking me to do. Because, you know why? Because it helps me get credits.
It helps me get credits. It gets me some credits.
It gets me,
definitely.
It helps me get credits. Like, that's why and that's why Deirdre helps Nancy in Deadly Device. Is because it helps her get credits.
Like, honestly, Deirdre and Nancy should be besties, but the fact that they are so very much alike is what really drives them apart.
Pretty much, and the fact that then Nancy actually
That they
gets
would
Ned.
both apparently want to bone Ned.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because that's the only other thing. So, the last person on our list of people we love to hate is Tino, that last train to Blue Moon Canyon we went on, Balducci.
You remember from the last train to Blue Moon Canyon we went on. Shut up, Tino. I swear to God.
That's the most awkward. That is literally the most awkward line in the entire series of Nancy Drew games.
It is. And there are so many times when they reconnect, like, a character to a storyline, and it is never as awkward as Tino fucking Balducci.
Tino, that last train to Blue Moon Canyon we went on. Every time I think of it, it just makes me just facepalm, honestly.
Yeah.
So we love to hate Tino because
he's an incompetent boob.
He's completely incompetent. He doesn't know how to be a detective. How did he become a detective? That's the question. Like, in the police force, you have to be able... The police force, as an officer, you have to be able to, be promoted to detective. And it's basically like the bad guys run into him, right?
He gets promoted in the games because he's like this. He happens to accidentally catch the right people and turn them in. But I'm pretty sure there's a test you have to pass.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of the actual police force, I'm pretty sure you have to pass a test for that. Like, 90% certain you have to pass a test for that. Guys,
yes.
Please tell me if I'm wrong. But
maybe like police dramas or police comedies in this case have warped our vision, because it's honestly Psych that makes me know that. To be honest.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. Honest to God, I was thinking about things like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Anyway, comedies. I guess you know that. What happens when you become a detective in the police force. But I'm pretty sure that Tino Balducci could not pass that test.
I am pretty
sure
he could not pass any test. I don't know how he passed his GED. Because I don't think he passed high school.
Honestly. Like, how does he keep getting jobs? Like, that's the main issue that I have with Tino, is, like, as a person, I don't give a shit about him. But the fact that he keeps getting hired, like, if I was Nancy, I would hate the shit out of him.
I already hate the shit out of him, and I'm not Nancy. It's like, you know what? I am more competent than you. How do you keep getting jobs?
Well, he's fictional. Fictional jobs.
That helps. Nope. Yep. Fictional helps. That does help you get jobs. I should just be fictional.
Let's just become fictional. Sounds good.
Let's become fictional. We'll get much better jobs that way.
I mean, I already have 5 jobs, so.
Also, I'm sorry. I'll say it again. He gets hired by Chantal in White Wolf of Icicle Creek because she thinks he's dreamy, and that's not okay. That's weird.
She says so. She literally says so, doesn't she?
I mean, doesn't he have just no, wait, the dreamy eyes thing is what's her name?
That's Laura Gerard.
That's Lori. But yeah, no, she totally is like, oh my God, isn't he cute? Isn't he great?
That's like, so
oh my God.
Like, you should not hire people just because you think they're cute. Like, honestly, if you
are
going to hire people, listeners, hiring people, don't hire the cute ones. Hire the ones that you do not think are cute. Please.
Yeah, exactly. Hire the ones who are just competent at their job.
Yes, because, like, my question is, does Tino really think he's amazing? Like, does he know that he sucks? Or is he blissfully unaware that he is just terrible at what he does?
Because
that's a huge reason about why I hate him. Because if he knows he sucks, then I hate him even more. Because if he's blissfully aware, then I'm like, this poor dude thinks he's good at what he does.
Yeah, see, and there are those moments, like, in both Last Train to Bloom Canyon and White Wolf Bicycle Creek, where it's like you see him thoroughly doubting his ability to do anything. Like, when he tries to connect, he does the thing about the suspect. He does the test in White Wolf.
Yeah, with like the planets and paprika and all that.
Yeah, and it ends up like pulling parts of all of the things, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm wrong completely." And she's like, "Well, in all fairness, you described all of the suspects." And he's like, "You know what? Yeah, no, I described all of the suspects." It's like, oh, so he has moments of almost self-awareness, but then people detract from that, and it's like, no, let him grow, let him realize he's bad.
Yeah,
like, you're not helping him by lying.
No, you're not, because it's just sad that at that point, it's like, I hate that I have to keep working with him, but at the same time, it's just like, you poor dude, you don't know. Yeah. You don't know that you're complete. Like, you know in the very background of what you're doing. You know in the very background that you're wrong. But otherwise, you just don't know. You poor dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the characters that we love to hate, if we missed any.
And I'm sure we did.
We always do. Who do you guys love to hate? We would love to hear about it if you guys leave a comment on our YouTube, or on our Tumblr, or on our SoundCloud, or on anything. Tell us why.
We have Twitter too.
We do have Twitter.
We have Twitter.
We do. We are on Twitter as well. So if you guys just tell us who you love to hate, or who we are wrong to love to hate, please just let us know. Just drop us a comment.
Do it.
So I am Risa.
I'm Ariana. I couldn't think of anything clever to say.
Yeah, we're probably us. And we are the Krolmeister sisters. And we ask you guys to stay sleuthy.